What up, YouTube? It's your brother YT. Wake 'em up. Back at it again with another video. Let's talk about these mass layoffs, a very, very popular topic on this channel. We've been covering this for weeks. Not even just weeks, though, months. Ever since Trump started announcing the layoffs across all sectors. Y'all know what's going on in the economy. Some of y'all may have been impacted. Some of y'all might have lost y'all jobs. And I hope not, but if you have, drop a comment below. Share your story. Family, you already know what to do. And if you're brand new too, thumbs up this video so YouTube can push this content out. Smash subscribe to join the tribe. And ring the post notification bell as well. All right, let's get right into it.
There's a lot of things taking place in Texas, so this is for everyone that's in Texas. I want you to check this out. There's something called WARN Act. The WARN Act. I want you to go to Google, type in WARN Act, right? Once you type it in, it's going to be a hyperlink. Click on the first hyperlink there. It's going to take you to a government page for Texas. And I want you to scroll down to where you see a few links where it says 2025, 2024, down to probably to 2020 or so. Click on 2025. It's going to pull up a document, and that document is going to show you every organization in Texas that is about to lay off individuals and how many people is going to be laid off. I know a lot of people don't know about this. I know a lot of people haven't heard about this, but you need to check it out. And if your organization is on the list, it shows you what organization, what city, what county, how many people, and the date that is going to be executed by. So I want you guys to check it out. Find your organization or organizations that your family are associated with. And I want you to plan, because in the next 6 months, there's a lot of organizations. Look, Walmart is laying off thousands of people. Tesla is laying off thousands of people. Retail organizations, we're seeing medical organizations, technology organizations, they're all on the list. Houston, Texas, Dallas, Collin County, all these counties, it's crazy. Harris County got a lot on there. It's all over the state of Texas. So I want you to take a look at that. And just, if you're on the list, or if you got a family member organization that's on the list, make sure you do some recon, man, and just start figuring out other ways, alternatives to earn money. Put in applications in other places. It's a 60-day window is normally when they communicate it out, but some of these organizations have put it on there early, and you get the opportunity to take a look at it and see exactly what's coming down the pipe.
All right, day one of me not having a job, and it's time for me to tell the story of who the fake that I work for. No, I don't have a story. I wanted a story, but I don't have one. I work for a nonprofit. People have been asking, and our federal funding got cut because of the new administration. And that's okay. It's not okay. But I'm going to be okay. I am down here at the unemployment office filing for my unemployment because your girl still need her coin. And I am still processing all of this. It really hit me this morning when I did not have to get up to go to work. But in the meantime, in between time, I will be job hunting. I will be taking a break. I will be self-reflecting. I will be updating my resume. I don't know. I just will. That's it. I'm here. Follow me.
Come with me to return my equipment as a recently laid off federal contractor. I have to make 2 stops because I was working for the Department of Veteran Affairs. We all know what's going on over there. And I have to return my main laptop to my main company. So I got places to be. So we dropped the first laptop off. I thought I got it from DC, but I guess I got it from Baltimore. Nonetheless, it's dropped off. It's 30 degrees outside. I'm freezing, but we on to the next location. Finally made it back home. Been gone since like 10:30 this morning. It's 1:57 p.m. right now. I'm out of breath from walking up the steps, but yeah, we're done. Where one door closes, another one opens. So I'm just excited to see this next chapter of my life.
You got to capture the next chapter. Listen, if you got let go recently, everything happened for a reason. That's my mindset. That's a lot of people's mindset at this point in time. That's the best way they can look at it, because they got no other way to look at it, man. Something greater comes later. Y'all know the motto. And that's what's going on right now. A lot of jobs are being hit. They've been hit up like Tupac. Trump and they're letting everybody go, ain't he? A lot of companies are struggling. Brick and mortar is done. We're in an age where nothing is certain. The 9 to 5 is not certain. Hopefully you got savings. Right now is the time to establish savings It's a time to budget. It's a time to tighten up. It's a time to track all of your expenses, your outgoings versus your incoming, meaning your income. Your income versus your outgoings, your expenses. It's time to tighten up and realize what you're spending money on. A lot of people just spend recklessly without knowing what they're spending on. Subscriptions. A lot of people got subscriptions that's taking a lot of their money. Various subscriptions that they don't need. Even if it's just $10, $20, that adds up when you got just say 10 different subscriptions charging you $20. That add up. So it's time to tighten up. Do you need Netflix? Do you need whatever it is? I'm not going to name everything, but just do you need it? And if you don't, go ahead and get rid of it. That money could go towards something else. And with all of these tariffs, 1 minute we getting hit with tariffs. The next minute they're being paused. Paused don't mean they over with. It's just giving you time, right? Giving you time to get it together if they are paused.
Hello, it is Sierra, 29-year-old, days away from being laid off, IT project manager living in DC. Yes, you heard it right. I am days away from being officially laid off. I do want to cover a couple of things that I am going to be doing differently with my money. Number one is going to be taking inventory of all of my assets from my 401k. I have an employee stock program that I am participating in. Have high yield savings account, have IRA, things like that. Just taking inventory, seeing where those numbers are, even though they are low right now because of everything that's going on. And also just making sure that I have access to that after my last day, because most of these are like sponsored through my employer. Next is going to be shifting where like I place my money. Fortunately, I kind of started this debt payoff savings journey a couple of months ago. So I do not have a lot of debt, but the debt that I do have, I am only going to make the minimum payment and or enough of a payment to avoid interest. Taking the money that I would have used for like an additional payment and just putting that in the high yield savings account or using it just as cash. Another thing that I recently did, this really doesn't have too much to do with my layoff, but it's something that I have done, is to move all of my bills to my credit card. One, so I can get the points and get money back. Two, it just helps with budgeting to have everything coming out of one account. So I put all my bills on this one particular credit card and I do all my spending on the same one particular credit card, just so I don't have to look for this account and see where the money comes, because I have two checking accounts. I'm just putting all my bills on one credit card. All my spending is also going to be on that one credit card. So when I do get paid, I pay my credit card completely off. Next thing is going to be letting my apartment, as well as all the people that I owe money to that I have been laid off, and there may be an adjustment in my income that is coming in. Not saying that I'm not going to pay my bills, but just to put it out there, because they may have some kind of special programs or deferred interest or things like that. So if you're in the same boat, definitely do that. And lastly, it's just overall cutting back on things that are not necessities, right? So I normally do my nails by myself, but I've been getting my nails done. So after this, I'm probably going back to my good old fashioned press-ons. My hair is something that I can do myself, but I will probably start going back to sew-ins that last a little bit longer, and U parts that I can take on and off. Pretty much done with my laser session, so that's something that I don't have to worry about. But anything that I can do myself and do a pretty good job of it, I am going to try to do.
Guess who has two thumbs and just got laid off? Me. I just got laid off. Today is April 8th, 2025. I actually got laid off yesterday. I got pulled into the office by my oversight, and she essentially told me, we're dropping all of your portfolio and we're no longer working with them, and they'll have to go with a different company, and your role has been affected. So there's that, you know. And if I'm entirely honest, I knew that this job was never like a long-term situation for me. So I'm not really bothered by the fact that I'm not going to be working there anymore. I just feel like the timing is kind of tough for me because I'm financially in a relatively shitty position. And I feel more so bad for the more senior staff that's also been affected by the restructuring of the company. In any case, seeing somebody who's, you know, well into their senior years get laid off and be in a vulnerable position, and have to figure out what they're going to do for their livelihood and their family is one of the most humbling, heartbreaking things that I could ever imagine, especially when you've given well over, 2 decades to a company and to an organization. And it's like, ultimately, the only way to leave a job is to die, quit, get fired, or get laid off. So it's like, of all those things, being laid off isn't exactly the worst. You know what I mean? It's not maybe the best, because maybe it's best to quit, but being laid off is not exactly terrible. And in any case, I had already been applying for jobs just because I knew the nature of this particular situation was not optimal for me. It just wasn't. So now I am reevaluating life because I really don't like the standard 9 to 5 culture. I don't like going into an office Monday through Friday. I don't like being in a setting and I'm not able to be mobile and I have to just be so constricted and tied down to these specific things. I'm not a fan of that. I do like the idea of working with a team that's collaborative, that I'm able to kind of bounce ideas off of and learn from, and, contribute my ideas and my creativity and my strategy to things. It sounds like I'm trying to interview, but I'm not. I'm just being honest. Like, this is the type of space I like to be in. I do enjoy those things, but it's like, I don't feel like we need to be in a traditional office setting to do that. I think that there's a lot of benefit to having a remote aspect to what you do and a freedom to what you do. And for me, as a Black American woman, African American woman, I should say, as an African, I should say, clock that, I just feel that being in corporate America is a little bit difficult for me, especially when you have to get into the politics, because there's all these weird ways in which, who your identity is and who you show up as and the things that you say, like, you're inherently, as a Black person, a Black woman in the office, your mere existence is inherently political. Like, there's no way to get around that. So you're either in an environment where you're able to assimilate and do what you need to do to make the people around you feel comfortable, or you are sacrificing like elements of, who you are and your culture and your identity and your informed experience in effort to help someone else. And while I was there, I had the vision for this page that you're watching now. This page is Afronova. I actually made a bracelet for it, which is so funny. Afronova, Afronova Collective. And the idea is creating a community and a platform where women across the diaspora can come together and foster community, travel, sisterhood, businesses, networking, real estate, fashion, beauty, all of that. But furthermore, me documenting my story and my journey as an African American woman who is living in America and wanting to escape and get closer to my culture, my roots, my origins, because there's something about being in corporate America and not knowing your history or lineage beyond being an American. Like, I have no ties. I have no cultural connection to anything outside of these American states. My grandfather, if I were to ask my grandfather where he's from, he would tell me Mobile, Alabama. And I'm talking about on my maternal side. If I were to ask my maternal grandmother where she was from, she would say Texas. I don't know what, specific part of Texas, but Texas. If I were to ask my paternal side, I'd get New Orleans. I'd get some of my family doesn't know their history behind, literally, I kid you not, Vallejo, California. Like, I cannot make this up. And I think so much of my desire, like me moving to New York was awesome in a lot of ways, because it internationalized me and it gave me a broader sense of the world, and it kind of took the wool from over my eyes in the sense of there's so much more to this world and there's so much more to life than me just staying in America. I've met people from Burkina Faso, Mali, Madagascar, Sudan. I have Haiti, the DR, Puerto Rico, Panama, Guyana. I've met people from all over the world. And it has given me so much perspective. And whenever I meet them, I have this internal feeling of like, you left where you came from to come here in hopes that, you're able to build something and potentially be of help back in your country of origin. And all I can think when I'm here is like the game of trying to level up. And I need you guys to really listen on this part. In America is so difficult due to the fact that if you are not white or white passing, kind of going to leave that like that, you are having to do this sort of dance to really get access to the capital that's produced in America. And I don't think people understand that. I don't think a lot of people understand that when they're first moving to America. And unless you have, no, I will say it's a situation where there is a difference and there is a caveat. If you have family that is already in America and they have a booming business going and, there's something where you can come and get a piece of the pie or you're able to build something, that's awesome. But right now, it's not looking too good. It's not looking too good. It's not looking too good. And I just have had this desire to leave. And I think that's where Afronova is like really bred, because Afro, that's, you know, the part of the diaspora, the African diaspora, and kind of that desire for that culture. And the Nova is more of a fantasy and or sci-fi oriented aspect side of the name, because it's in so many ways cosmic and celestial and otherworldly. And I always say that there's nothing more sci-fi. There is nothing more sci-fi than the Black experience. I'll tell you that. There's nothing more sci-fi than the Black American experience, being abducted from your country of origin. I'm literally going to make a whole separate video on that. But this was kind of a rant. But if you want to follow along and see me journey to get closer to my culture, closer to learning and growing within the diaspora, eventually getting out of America, finding a remote job, you know, because that's really the goal right now, please follow along and share this video so that I'm able to connect with other people who are actively trying to do the same thing, because I know I'm not the only one. Toodles.
Remote jobs are not as easy as people think they are. They're not as easy to find as people think they are. And they're not for everybody. But for the people that they are, I ain't gonna lie, y'all smart. Two, you see, a lot of people want to leave now. The diaspora. It's time to get out of Babylon. People are heeding the message, right? Some people get that, some people don't. A lot of people are getting that discernment that it's time to go. I got that discernment. America is not the place to be no more. The new American dream is getting out of America. The new American dream is depending on yourself, not a job. You don't want to be just over broke. So if you can get that remote job, that gives you the opportunity to have enough to survive in a third world country, so to say, or just within another nation. Places like Thailand, the Philippines, Africa, Sri Lanka, Bali, wherever it is that you want to go. Pretty much if you can make $2,000 to $3,000 per month, you could live very, very good overseas. Way better than you would over here in America on an income like $5,000 to $10,000 a month. That's the difference. You go somewhere that, you know, the cost of living is 4 times lower, or where your dollar is worth 4 times more. That's why I like Thailand, the Philippines, Bali, and all of those countries that I named, because you can live a life without being so stressed out, and you can live off of less. Everything costs less. When you got that US dollar, you could take it over there and use it to your benefit while it still got power, while it's still strong, because we know the US dollar is losing its value and will lose its value long term. But right now, you good if you got the US dollar.
I'm coming up on my 1 week of being laid off. And as much as I want to like have this ray of emotions that I'm just so stressed, I'm really not. And it's not because anything has like changed with my income, because I'm not making no money. It is just the fact that God is just who he say he is. And when you already have seen God move in your life before, I'm guessing not the older you get, but the more you experience, you're just like, why would I worry? Like, God's track record is perfect. And also another thing, y'all, God has told me he doesn't want me to work. So that's even more scarier. But it's like when God speaks, you listen. And it's just like, why would I question anything? Like, it is what it is. And I'm not saying like I haven't felt confused or felt angry, because I did initially feel confused initially the day of. Like, I literally cried all morning. But once I really started to realize that like God told me what I need to do, then it was just like, well, it's like a parent. Like, if you do your part, I'm going to do mine. And God has never lied. He's not a God that he should lie. So it's like, got it. I'm going to do this. And you're going to work the other part. And it's scary, y'all. I just moved into my place, like, literally less than 2 months ago. And the bills ain't love. I'm getting the emails, payment due, payment reminder, auto pay schedule. Like, it's not a joke. But God is bigger than all of that. And I'm not even trying to be funny. Like, I'm literally not even I'm literally not even worried. Like I don't say I wish I would be worried, but it's like I don't have like this dramatic story to tell regarding like how I'm feeling, because it has nothing to do with God. Like, I'm not going to act like y'all don't know what I'm gonna do, because I don't. Baby, I don't. But I know what God told me to do. And when I think about it, like on the physical realm, like it doesn't seem like it's going, like it looks kind of crazy. Like for me to, like everybody's been like, you know, how you feeling? I'm like, it feels weird to be like, I'm okay. Because, you know, like I lost my, like, y'all, I've never been laid off a job, like ever. And maybe that's why I shouldn't be so shocked that it's happening. But like, it's a time, it's everything, y'all. Like, I moved into this apartment, baby. I'm not thinking I'm gonna lose my job. Like, there are always things I feel like that makes you feel like, what if this happens? I think, like, more importantly too, when you get a new place, you get a new car, you get a new whatever, you can feel like, what if I lose this? Like, something happens. So I think that's a natural worry. But like, I don't go into stuff like super worried for the most part. Like, I am such a risk taker that if you know, you know. But it's like, y'all, regardless, I'm shocked. My emotions right now, it's like, I'm still shocked that it happened. I'm a little upset because I want to make a little bit more money, you know. But at the end of the day, like, everybody has been so supportive during this time. And I'm so thankful for the people that are in my circle, because, baby, they don't play about me. And God has also sent a lot of people to me from me posting online and just sharing my journey more. Because, y'all, I'm not posting these types of videos to put my business out there. And at this point, I don't even look at it like business, because I want to walk in my purpose, which is to show people that we're going to go through things and we're literally not alone. Like, that's all that it is. And it's deeper than that, what I'm saying, but that's just like on the surface, like what I'll put out there and say. But y'all ain't never been let off in my life. And I'm pretty sure, like, I'm going to experience some other stuff, you know? Like, I'm not saying that I'm going to be every day like, oh, everything's fine and I just have no care in the world. No, because I'm human, and that would be, like, so false to even say that. But I will say, y'all, I really haven't been stressed. Like I said, I cried all day when it first happened. But other than that, like, I'm just doing what God has told me to do, which y'all will see what that is, which this is a part of that. And then also too, I am just literally trusting and believing. Like, that is like the big part that God has asked me to do, which is like 99% of the battle to me, is that he's like, I need you to trust, right? And God has a proven track record. So if you're going through a job loss, you're going through really anything that has caught you off guard, I don't have any other advice but to trust in God. And it sounds, I won't even say cliche, because I feel like that's a little disrespectful. I have to fix my lash. That's another thing, y'all. So your girl has, I got clusters. I do not have my lashes in. And I got press-ons right now. And that's just what, like, any of my friends want to buy me a bust, give me a bust down on my own hair, please let me know, because, I mean, y'all can pay a bill. But no, seriously, yeah, that's it. Baby girl out. Until the next video.
I'm telling you, it's not much advice you can give. It's not much you can do, but trust the Most High. And know that he got a plan. You got to trust the man with the plan. It's like when we lean on our own understanding, everything goes wrong because we're not supposed to lean on our own understanding. And that's just stressful, just worrying about everything. Like, what am I going to do? When you place your worries upon him, then things get easier. He will handle them for you. Just have faith, but faith without works is dead. The works could be just sitting back and praying to him and doing your research about the economy and what moves to make. And he might tell you what moves to make. That's what happened with me. He always tell me what moves to make. He always tell me what to do. So I know when to get in the industry and when to get out of the industry. I knew when to stop my clothing brand, you know? Or essentially, he stopped it for me. So I would not be one of these people having to, try to figure it out later. You know what I mean? That's what I do. I like to do avid research, and I'll be real with myself. Like, look, this industry is not going to last long. That's the name of the game. That's the name of business. You got to know when to exit. You got to know when to exit, y'all. Same goes with the 9 to 5. Know when to get out. If you see everybody else getting laid off, you got to know you're probably next.
This is the 9 and 10 week unemployment update, y'all. So I did not record last week because since I get unemployment now, they terminated my food stamps and they terminated my health insurance. Let me just say this. The unemployment cannot cover. Okay, I can cover my groceries with it, but it does not cover health insurance. Like, it does not. And when I tell y'all, like, I just cried all morning, I literally cried all morning. I was just like, you know what? I was like, because I was literally like trying to see what I could do. Because that's one thing about me. Like, you can literally kick me when I'm down, but I'm going to get back up eventually, right? So I was like, all right, let me try to find some resources. And I called around, and I was able to get my dental and my vision. So that was taken care of because they're like $7 a piece. But health insurance, no, like, was not able to get that. I did, however, find a solution. And basically, like, there's this thing that you can do if you are like in dire need, and it's like $100, he said. Like, that's what he quoted me at, but it's only for 90 days. He's like, now I would recommend that is if you started a new job and they gave you health insurance, and he was like, but they don't give, it doesn't become active until like 90 days out or something. He said that's when I would use it, like in a case of an emergency. So I'm pretty healthy. I think that for me, what I'm learning and what I've learned so far after not having it is that basically it's not that deep. You know what I mean? Like, thank God I am pretty healthy and I don't have any issues. So it's like, it's not the end of the world, right? But yeah, I think the week went well. Yeah, it went pretty well, I will say. Like, I had a job reach out to me, and well, two jobs. And so like one of them ghosted me. The other one, they actually just told me yesterday that they're going with a new candidate. But I think I said this in a video before that I really feel like a new job is not the direction I'm being pushed in. But again, I'm just trusting God. Like, that's all I can do. I don't know what's to come or what's happening next, but I'm just trusting God and I'm being patient in the process, right? But I remember like being in that moment and literally crying. And one of the things that I realized was like, why am I crying when I've asked God's will to be done in my life, right? And that's the thing. Like, when you ask God's will to be done in your life, it's not going to look like you want it to look. It's not like things are going to go differently, right? And so that's what I'm realizing too. I'm like, okay, I don't know what I'm supposed to be learning. Well, obviously I know now. Like, I'm learning that the health insurance thing, like, it's not the end of the world. I've learned that now. But in that moment, I was like, I don't know what I'm supposed to be learning. I don't understand now. But just continue to teach me, God. Continue to lead me. Continue to guide me. And so, yeah, I think it's so hard in those moments when you like get down to like, well, I'm not at rock bottom, but I can imagine like being at rock bottom and really being like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Trust God, like, and try to work on what you can control. That's what I continue to learn throughout this entire journey. And so, yeah. Let's see. Anything else on the like not losses side? It's because it's not a loss, honestly, right? Like, it's just like I'm just learning a lot about this process, and I'm just remaining steadfast and immovable, right? But yeah, I think that is it, right? Yeah. Yeah, that's it. So on the win side of things, I'm shooting the first episode for the series that I'm in. That's tomorrow. And then I also got accepted to be on this panel. So I'll be doing that next weekend. And then the ad that I shot, that'll be coming out. I'll be posting that on Monday. So that's exciting. Still writing my book. So that's exciting. I updated my website as well. So I updated it with like more information about me. So you can like go there if you want to like do collaborations or anything of that nature, or want to know like everything that I do as far as like content goes. I uploaded I updated that to my website. Um, let's see what else. Yeah, I think that's it, honestly. On the updates, as you see, like I'm still just like I had my moment, of course, like, but I didn't want to get on here and like have y'all seeing me just crying. Like I couldn't record. That's how sad I was last Friday. But look at that. Here it is, another Friday. I feel great. I'm very much in high spirits, very happy, very thankful. Continuing to trust the process. Like I was talking to one of my friends yesterday, and I was telling her, like, I don't know. Like we were catching up. It's like I don't know what's gonna happen. She's like, you gonna know in the next couple of months. I was like, you're right. Like, so we'll see how things continue to unfold and how things continue to go. But yeah, I think that um yeah, it's a great day as always. And all I can do is tell y'all as well is to continue to trust God in this journey, and continue to just focus again on what you can control. Like I cannot emphasize that enough. I know I keep repeating that, but I realize like the things that are beyond my control, like that's the things that will really send you into a spiral. But if you choose to just focus on the things that are within your control, things really do transform and things really do get better. So that is it. That is all. I hope that y'all have the most amazing weekend ever. And as always, I will be dropping other videos, of course, as well. So yeah. But I'm very excited today. I posted another video about it, but today makes 700 days, my 700-day streak of being in my Bible. And that's why it's like I'm so heavy on like trust God, because I know what the word tells me and I know what it continues to like teach me, and it's a journey of continuous growth and progression forward. So yeah, check out that video to hear more about how the 700 days in my Bible has gone. And yeah, that's it, y'all. But yeah, I shall see y'all on the next video. Bye bye.
Man, getting unemployment a gift and a curse. They terminated her food stamps and unemployment. They give you one thing and they take the rest. The system is no good. Depending on the system, this is what it do to you. You really can't depend on it no more. But this is how I go. If you were middle class, you're really worst off. Because, and people say this all the time, you really get no help. And we seeing that right now. They don't really help the middle class. They help the poor. That's it. Nothing more. And the rich, they don't depend on the system. So that's a given. They don't need the system. But when you're middle class and just over broke, then that's the worst position, because you can't live off of the system. And I'm not telling people to live off of the system, but I'm saying at least people that do, they get help. They can get Medicaid. They can get food stamps, WIC. They can get all of the assistance. But when you're middle class, it's like you can't get no help at all. Family, let me know what y'all think about this video. If you made it to the end, drop a comment saying I made it to the end. That's a long thing to say. Just say I made it, or just say the end. Either one.